What's up, everybody? Head Coach Robert Gray here with Victory Performance. We're going to go over our Phase 3, Week 1, Day 1 strength and conditioning session. Okay, so we're starting with 3-minute jump rope, run, or bike. It's up to you. Okay, and then we're going into mobility and activation too. From there, we're right into our conditioning for the day. Okay, so our conditioning is going to be 3 rounds. Each round will kind of drop our reps that we're going to be doing. So the first round is 21, second round is 15, the third round is 9 reps of each exercise, okay? So the first movement we're going to do is a thruster, okay? So whether you're doing it with 1 weight or 2, that's up to you. We're going to hold the weight at our shoulders, okay? We're going into our squat with control, driving up into that overhead press, okay? If you're going to be fast, we want it to be on the way up. We'll show some control into the squat, explode to the top, okay? That's just going to keep your joint health as a top priority through the execution of your sets, okay? Then immediately after finishing your 21 thrusters, you'll go into 21 bent rows. So our feet are going to be hip width apart. We're going right into our hinge pattern, okay? And from here, 21 rows, okay? Making sure those shoulder blades are moving on each rep. Your belly button is staying pulled in, okay? And at the top, again, keeping our joint health as a top priority. We want to have that squeeze or that brief pause with each rep, okay? From there, we're going into dumbbell glute bridge floor press. Okay, so for this variation, we're going to have both feet down and weight in both hands. Okay, so we're laying on our back. Ribs are down, low back is flat. Squeeze the glutes to lift the hips. And then from here, we have 21 floor presses. Okay, just like on the rows, we want to feel the shoulder blades moving, okay, forward as we press, coming back as we go down. And we're taking a brief pause at the top of the reps, okay? The final thing there from a joint health standpoint, when your elbows hit the ground, make sure they're hitting the ground softly, okay? Envision the ground being like a glass table, right? You need to touch the table, but you don't want to drive your elbow through the table, okay? And then the final movement of each round is lateral overs. Now, this is the only movement where the reps won't change from round to round. This movement is going to stay at 50 all the way through. Okay, so if you have a platform, 1 foot on, 1 foot off, switch sides, that's 1 rep. 2, 3, 4, going to 50. If you don't have a platform to use, that's okay. You can draw a box on the ground or a circle on the ground with chalk. You can do it with tape, or you can just imagine the dang thing. It doesn't matter. Okay? All we're going to do is mimic that same side-to-side movement for 50 reps. Okay? If you're doing this without a platform, just make sure your outside foot is hitting the ground outside of your body, right? Okay, or outside of your hips. Okay? Once you've completed your 3 rounds, 21, 15, 9 of each exercise, staying at 50 for the lateral overs, you're going to rest however long it took you to complete that 3 rounds of work. So let's say it took you 8 minutes. You'll rest 8 minutes, okay? During which time you're going to be working on your individual mobility, taking care of your joints, taking care of your tissues. At the end of that rest, you're going to do it 1 more time, okay? Now, if you execute this correctly in that first 3 rounds of work, you should know that you are able to beat your time in that second round, okay? We want to improve our timing, our pace in that second time through, okay? Once you've completed your second round or set of our conditioning, we're then going into our overcoming ISO finishers. So the overcoming portion of this means that we're going to need our towel or an old blanket or something that you can pull on without worrying that it's going to rip, okay? So first movement we're going to do is the ISO towel single leg RDL. So I'm going to stand on my towel with 1 foot and kind of grab down low somewhere below my knee on the towel, okay? From here, I'll take that other leg and kind of straighten it back behind me, getting ready to be in my hinge shape, okay? From here, I'll lift that leg, and then the last thing I'm going to do is start to pull up on this towel. Okay, and I'm going to hold for 30 seconds. At the end of 30, switch, and 30 on the other side, okay? As you're doing that ISO RDL, I don't want you pulling as hard as you possibly can. We're thinking like a 6 out of 10, okay? You want to feel some tension, but you want to be able to breathe through it, and you want to be able to maintain the tension for the duration of the hold, okay? The next movement is going to be an ISO towel row. If you have a pillar or a real sturdy object in your house, you can wrap your towel around that. Or if you have a buddy, Daniel, if you have a buddy, you can ask them to hold on to your towel. Okay, so Daniel's going to hold on to one end of the towel for me. Okay, he's big and strong, so he'll be able to kind of hold his place and be safe here while doing this. I'm going to be pulling my arms back. Okay, and we're basically just leaning against each other as I'm in my ISO towel row. Okay, just like all rows, I'm trying to retract my shoulder blades. Thank you, Daniel. Trying to retract my shoulder blades as best as I can while keeping my abs braced and in our neutral position, okay? The final movement of your ISO, overcoming ISO finisher is a half kneeling ISO rotation. Okay, so we're going to be in half kneeling. The knee that's on the ground is holding on to the towel or pinning it in place. Then from here, both hands are going to grab this towel somewhere between belly button and chest height. Okay? And for 30 seconds, starting from my torso, from my core, I'm going to be lifting up on the towel. The whole time focusing on glute and ab tension, okay? This drill is meant to teach you that even though something looks like it's all arms, it's still originating from the trunk, from your base, okay? 30 seconds per side there. Once you've completed the overcoming ISOs, you are done with your day one training session. Great job.